we wouldn't be holding up people that want to use the park, because right now, if our ordinance states you'll have to pay a fee if it's established, basically, and if there's no fee, you're just, until we have a fee established or an ordinance established that's different, you could just, they just use the park, just like they have been. I don't.
Well, no, I mean, like for example, on one extreme end, you know, we have, we lease the space and, here, this the permits, that's the extreme on one end. Here, we're talking about just people that don't want to create any permanent structures in the park, don't want to leave anything overnight from day to day, just want use of the park on a, you know, on a daily, be it seasonal or whatever basis, and conduct either some kind of activity or commercial activity or whatever it may be. So the existing ordinance says that they can apply for such a permit, and it just says that the fee shall be established by the village board.
The only reason I ask is because if in committee we talked a little bit about, I can do it later in discussion, but there's these other things that if we're going to open up an ordinance, I'd like to be comprehensive when we open up an ordinance. I feel like we open up an ordinance, for instance, the residential parking permit program, and we don't change the actual, or, you know, we just tweak it, when we really have the opportunity at that moment to make it a comprehensive ordinance.
That's true, but that's not what we were asked to do tonight, so I get what you're saying, but
But
so
if
for
we didn't
future.
vote tonight, I just wanted to know if we decided that we wanted to have a more comprehensive look at this at the next board meeting, if we would still be able, they can use the park, you know? I mean, have.
So your point is, have them use the park, we have no permit or fee established on them.
Well,
And we,
Yeah, they have a permit, there's just not a fee.
We can set the fee tonight.
Yeah.
It says determined by the board. We can say for these two applicants, it's $5 and 20, and then we can look at it. I'm concerned about concessionaires. $5, what kind of businesses are going to be operating?
That's
What if other
What are the-
groups, do we charge other groups when they have rallies?
That was
That's
my
our point, we
concern
have all
too.
these different
Then
things.
there's
that
some
we're answering.
ordinance Tanya referenced about civic organizations are not
Yeah.
charged. However, there's no definition of civic organizations. For example, we have a grouping to talk about the Plaza when that whole thing happened. So why should a group of citizens who want to come and express concern about the Plaza have to get paid the same and get the same permit as somebody renting beach equipment? In my opinion, if it's a for-profit entity running a business on the village property, there should be much more significant fee than $25 and $5.
And the other question was how many businesses can use the park at one time? What if they want a temporary structure, like you're saying, Mike, is that a higher fee?
Yeah.
It's just,
well,
if you're opening it
there's
up.
a threshold over which you would negotiate a lease like you did with other property.
What about like a temporary stand? They bring their stand over to sell anything.
See, they can do that now. It's not
That's
by
what I'm
passing this, it's not saying that we're open for business here at Atwater Beach or whatever.
I think this one's been on the books for about 20 years.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
it's been a while.
we do it anyway. So if we're opening up the ordinance, we have some questions, which we can go through tonight if you like, then why aren't we getting those questions answered and making it two more weeks and making it a comprehensive ordinance?
Because the staff was asking for this and it got on the agenda as such, and this is what they're asking for. This wasn't asked for by you to open up the ordinance. Which you can do, but you can also do that at any time.
But what's
Excuse
our
me,
role
you
as
can do that
staff?
at any time.
What's our role? I mean, if the reason we're going to do it is because staff asked us to do it, I think we have some role about asking questions and seeing if
Yeah,
something makes sense
Let
to
me
us.
clarify real quick, because there's a short-term and a long-term approach. The short-term is, we have two people that have inquired to use the beach. We have to give them a solution or an answer because they want to do it for the summer. So,
What have we done in the past?
so we have to, since time, we've never gotten the request. Or because one is from the surf shop that wants to do surfboard and paddleboard rentals. We've never had that type of service at all until they've opened their shop here. So that's one. And then with the new extension of the boardwalk, we have an inquiry about yoga classes on the boardwalk, which once again, because the boardwalk is new, we've never really had that inquiry either. So these are two circumstantial things. So as staff, we need to give them a direction, short term, that says, listen, this, for this year, this is, the permit that you have to apply for, this is the, the fee that is attached to it is based on the code. Long term though, I think there's a different solution as far as having some group review as far as all the questions that you're asking, which is gonna take some time. I mean, that's not gonna be something that during one committee meeting, they're gonna be able to resolve. We wanna take some time to really evaluate that. And that's one of the reasons why I'm saying, maybe having a group like the Parks Commission, take a closer look at it over several meetings, and then be able to bring a recommendation back to the board to consider. And that would be a better short-term, long-term approach.
But what I'm saying is I'm not comfortable setting a fee of $5 a day without any answers to these questions, because I don't know if that $5 is the right amount, and I don't know how many people we're allowing. I think this is a great question, and thank you for bringing it up and bringing it to the board. And for now, short term, let them use the beach. That's what we've been doing. I mean, people have yoga classes there all the time.
So you would, just so I understand, you would say have them apply for a permit, but just no fee attached. So we have it on record that they were wanting to use the beach for that until we have the criteria built out and all that.
Unless there's a
with the
certain
fee.
permit. I mean, they can apply for the permit, you can issue the permit without a fee. All I'm saying is, the fee, the establishing the fee, who you charge, how many people you charge at one time, is there a temporary structure? That, I don't want to set a fee without dealing with all of the questions, like all of the, is it for certain groups, is it not for certain groups? Maybe is the permitting ordinance any clearer? Since we've never issued a permit for the beach? I mean, I know they hold yoga classes on the beach. They've been doing it forever. Sarah Hammond.
She does it for free though, and like the rec department conducts yoga classes down there in the summer.
It's a public beach, so
Right.
until we've established our program.
No, there's a fee.
There's a fee for the yoga classes through the rec department.
So is there any certificate of insurance if somebody dies in the surfing class or somehow?
Right, I mean, those are all great questions,
Yeah.
and like for another time, those are really questions that, but I need direction from the board that if you want a fee or not, and what a response are to the two inquiries. That's really what we need direction on
So you
tonight.
guys recommended 25 plus 5 a
The
day.
$25 came from basically 30 to 45 minutes of, Tanya or the clerk's time to process the application. And then, we thought, okay, if someone wants it one day versus 3 months, that there should be some kind of separation in cost if you do a fee. So that's why we do it on a $5 per day.
I would be comfortable, because there's other factors that you can also include, and we need to define for-profit business. But the way it's written today, I'm not comfortable as a board member setting a $5 fee a day. I just am not. So what are our other options? What other direction can we
It's
take?
whatever you feel is, I mean,
That's your
we
opinion.
gave
Right.
yeah, so we gave a staff recommendation,
That's
so
1/7 of the.
in our thought, there should be a fee attached for the staff time to process the application and on a per day basis.
But if we're
If
issuing a permit,
if you want to do different fees, whether you're nonprofit or whatnot, I mean, that's up for the board to decide, but just know that we need some kind of fee attached to it.
If we're issuing a permit, to trustee Humber's point, if you're issuing a permit to a for-profit business, just because we can, we need some kind of like viability note, or maybe we already get those when we issue a
I
permit,
mean, is it an option to not issue the
and
permits?
just let them use the beach until we figure it
No,
out.
they don't have the
But you're not
permit.
gonna let, I mean, let lands support some kind of, because otherwise it's gonna be a free for all. And.
I'm gonna set up a
Oh,
stand
yeah.
down there.
That's what you're recommending we do.
That's what
So-
you're recommending.
So can we just say no until we figure it out?
Right now, as how it's written, the ordinance is, it's up, the staff is the one that processes the permit. It's not like there's no criteria with it. I mean, with the application that we would use, there'd be some things, of course, like other permits that we do that come in and staff have approval that they would need to provide in order to do it. So there is a list, it's just, it's something that would not, I mean, as other permits, like transient merchant and some others, they don't come to the board, they're processed through our clerk and our staff.
There's some rules and regulations section that says there's the nature and types of activities which may be undertaken on the premises in related manners. So there's implied there's some type of regulation or rules that we've established on what types of activities can be conducted on the grounds of the facilities. So have they submitted, what have they submitted with this
Somebody
application?
said, I want to have, I want to make myself up with you or something. You say no, you just deny the permit. Staff could deny the permit, right? So it's just like any other permit. But here's what it says: it shall be unlawful for any groups, organizations, or businesses to use that water park. So it does say groups, organizations, or businesses, so it contemplates this type of rentals, to use that water park or any of its facilities or improvements or enter upon the premises, unless such groups, organizations, or businesses have procured a valid permit for such usage from the village of Shorewood, and here's the key language, pay the required fee, which shall be established by the village board. So we've had two groups come forward and say, hey, you've got this ordinance here, this is right up our alley, we're a business, and we would like to obtain a permit, do whatever we need to do to meet your requirements. We're ready, willing, and able to get one of these permits that you've had on the books for 20-some years. Just tell us what the established
Fee is, but isn't it more than that though? This is the first time these businesses, I'm a business community here, we should have, what are we gonna allow on that as a for-profit business? Is it chair rentals? Is it, I mean, what are we comfortable with? How many are we comfortable with? Granted, it's not on the books today, I understand that, but if you're asking for a fee, for us to establish a fee, we also should know.
So here are the two options we have, because I'm in agreement. I agree, those are all important discussions. But I don't know, we do not have the time right now to be able to identify all those questions and put together all that in time for these individuals. So the question really becomes, do you either A, allow them access with a permit with the understanding that as a village, we're having a group review those in time for next year so that we all have all that figured out? Or B, just tell them, you know what, no, because we don't have it established yet, we're not gonna have a fee, and then anyone is able to do any business down there as they want. Those are really the two options as a board that you have. I mean, we can do either of those. We're presenting option A, but I think there's some risks involved that if we don't have any fee or application at all, I think there's some risks that anybody can go down there and do whatever they want without filing a permit and paying a fee attached to
The
that.
other thing is sort of issue these two, consider sort of a pilot program.
So let's go another five.
I'll
And see
see
how
how the
it
pilot,
goes.
never know when it's gonna shut off.
You know, I mean, because you don't have to, I mean, if they get more, if they get more after that, say no, deny it, because
But
it's,
why
we're
would you
already
do two after that?
saturated
That's
with
my
those
thing.
groups.
What if someone wants to rent chairs tomorrow? I mean,
Then we could say no.
The staff can deny it if they think it's not an
It's
appropriate
like
use.
discretionary.
Say no.
Right.
Both,
And then we have it
Until,
qualified and trained
but
staff
until
that
such
answers
time that we
questions.
have all that figured out, I agree. We've got two entities that want to use it. We're not amending, we're not changing, this is establishing a fee pursuant to the requirement of the ordinance. We're not actually modifying the ordinance, correct?
Yeah, we are.
What you do
I
is
are.
Fee, you're establishing a fee.
But is the fee part of the ordinance, or is the fee just part of the fee schedule?
There's two parts. One is a resolution that establishes a fee to be included in the fee schedule. And the second one is an ordinance that amends it. So instead of saying, which shall be established by the village board on a piecemeal basis, every single application, it says, as established by the village fee schedule. So that you don't have to do this every time someone. And you set the parameters and you trust the staff to be reasonable about what's being allowed in your park.
I trust the staff to be reasonable about what's being allowed.
Basically, I'm saying, if we don't do anything tonight, I think there's gonna be some risks as far as people going down there, and that we don't have any documentation at all of that, as far
Well, then
as.
just issue the permit without a fee. I mean,
But
what's
they-
$5?
don't they-
I'd rather not have to revisit the fee.
And if that's what the board wants to choose until we
I
have
mean,
it
that's
set
the
up,
other
we
option.
can do
I just
that.
don't, I'm not comfortable issuing.
That's $5 times, if they're down there between Memorial Day and Labor Day.
I mean, I have to say, I'm not that comfortable with this longboard, surfboard rental thing. I mean, I think Atwater Beach has a certain tranquility and quietness to it sometimes. And I think, adding that commercial element, I don't think is in keeping with Atwater Beach, at least my conception of Atwater Beach. So I mean, just because someone comes in and asks for a permit, you don't have to give them a permit to do, they say we don't want commercial activity down on the beach,
Well, right now we have it in the ordinance that we have this Atwater permit. So if that was the direction the board wanted to take, we would probably revise that ordinance to just say that no commercial activity is allowed at the beach.
And I'll say
But right now because it's in the ordinance, I mean,
Well, the village could just deny, I mean,
Yeah, you
staff
don't
would
have to
deny it,
give a
and they could
permit.
say,